This episode brought to you by MeepleRealty.com, your source for high-quality custom board game inserts. Meeple Realty, think inside the box.
Welcome to Board Online, Board Offline. So today we are bringing to you a solo gameplay of Thunderstone Advance. I figured with the third edition of Thunderstone currently up on Kickstarter, now would be a good time to kind of remember Thunderstone Advance, the second edition of Thunderstone, and everything that it brought to us. And it's a fantastic game, and we'll see if the third edition truly replaces the second edition or if people still find a place for both of them in their collections. Anyway, without anything else, let's get right to the board, and we'll get started with the setup and then a few turns of Thunderstone Advance. All right, so here we go. We've got the I'm using the Numenera board, which is just for aesthetics. It's exactly the same as the regular the Worlds Collide or the Towers of Ruin board. We're going to be on the Wilderness side, and let's go ahead and figure out who our heroes and villagers will be. All right, here we go. So our first hero is the Isri. This fighter ranger has physical attack. She can destroy weapons and items to add physical attack. All right, and then we've got the Strong. So this is a Numenera hero, human fighter. This fighter is strong with high physical attack, but can only level up after battle. So he has a little bit of a different rule. Normally you can level up by going to the village. He has to level up after battle. Here we've got the Divine. Oh, this is one of my favorites right here. Didn't quite make my top 3 if you saw that video, but he is one of he was very close. I think like number 4 or 5. Human cleric. This cleric has physical attack. He puts disease cards to work and has some good tricks with monster cards. And our last hero is going to be Tholis, human thief wizard. This thief wizard has magic attack. He also lets you look at the top cards of the dungeon deck to see what's coming. At level 3, he forces other players to discard heroes from their deck. Now, I'm going to have to double check him. I'll look at his actual hero cards. If he's able to rearrange the dungeon deck, we won't be able to use him because the solo rules say you can't use, or at least it recommends not to use cards that actually alter the order of the dungeon deck. But if he's just able to look, I think it'll be fine. So those are our 4 heroes. All right, now let's take a look at what village cards we're going to have in the game. We've got the Flaming Sword, which gives us magic attack 3 and 1 light. All right, that goes in the armory there. We've got the Shield Bearer, one of my favorites, or actually my absolute favorite villager right here. Dungeon, physical attack +1, and he can react when one or more heroes would be destroyed by a monster's effect. Destroy this card instead. He also gives us 1 light. I know, by the way, that the villagers are kind of off the screen down here, and the monsters are going to be a little bit clipped off up there, but I think this is the best view that I can get, really, to get the majority of the board just with kind of the setup that I've got here. All right, continuing on with the village cards, we've got an item, the Backpack. Village and dungeon, or village or dungeon, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck, place 1 revealed item or weapon in your hand, discard the rest. And we've got the Warder. In the village or dungeon, look at the top card of any deck. If it is not the dungeon deck, you may put the card on the bottom of the deck. And that gives you 2 light as well. Okay, we've got the Border Guard, which is a villager. Dungeon, physical attack +1. React, destroy this card to prevent 1 hero from being destroyed by a battle or aftermath effect. And village or dungeon, draw 1 card and then discard 1 card. This react ability is similar to the Shield Bearers, but is a little more restrictive. And you see the Shield Bearer is just anytime any number of heroes would be destroyed, whereas for the Border Guard, it's if 1 hero would be destroyed by a battle or aftermath effect specifically. So, all right, where are we at? We've got 5 village cards so far. Here we've got Ambrosia. Oh, no. All right, so you see the items are already full. So I actually can't put this one out, and this is one of the best items in the game, which is unfortunate. Okay, so we'll set that aside and go move on. We've got Village Jack. He is a villager, obviously.
In the village, destroy one card to gain 2 gold or 1 XP, and this card may destroy itself. Okay, so now we have it. We're maxed out on villagers. Let's see what else we're going to get here. Another villager, so we'll toss him to the side. All right, the retaliation node. This is a spell, dungeon, magic attack +1, and then also in the dungeon, add magic attack +1 for each hero class present. So there's our first spell. And where are we at? We've got 7, so we need 1 more card. Another villager, so toss that to the side. And a pair of paired swords, which is a weapon. Physical attack +4. When you buy this card, you may place another copy of it from the village into your discard pile. Okay, so there we go. Those are our 8 village cards. And the last thing we have to do is pick our monsters. All right, so here we go. We've got a level 2 monster, which is the Bandit Raider. Let's see, these monsters destroy or impede the use of weapons, items, and spells. So we'll put that there. So that's a level 2. So now we got to find a level 1 and level 3. This is a level 1, the Abhumans. This group gives bonuses to different classes of heroes as a trophy effect. And we have to use the Iron Wind disease deck. Oh, that brings up a good point. Let me show you the diseases in a moment. I've got 2 different kinds of diseases in there. And all right, we got lucky. We pulled a 1, 2, and a 3 right off the top. Dragon humanoids. Dragons are always a tough bunch of monsters. Skyworm Dragon Riders ignore specific classes in combat. They destroy heroes as battle effects as well. So those are our 3 monster classes. And then let me show you up here with the disease deck. The 2 types of diseases. We have the Iron Wind disease, which came from Numenera. Trophy attack -2. So when it's in your hand, you're going to get -2 attack. You're also going to get -1 gold in the village. And in the village or dungeon, you get a bonus, draw 1 card. You cannot destroy this card if you use this ability. So it has a little bit of a helpful thing, but then these 2 are pretty bad. And then we've got the regular disease as well, which is the trophy ability is attack -1. But because I've got 2 different diseases in there, that's why the disease deck is face down. If you're using just one, you really just kind of keep it face up. But I like to have both diseases in that deck, so I don't really know exactly what's coming up. All right, let me step away real quick, and I'll set up the board. And I also showed you how I set up the dungeon deck. It's slightly different than the rules, because generally the rules, that gets set up completely randomly as far as what might come up. But I'll show you how I do that as well, and then we'll get started. All right, here we go. So we got everything set up now. With the monster deck, the way that I set it up is the first 5 cards, because there's 10 monsters per level. So we got levels 1, 2, and 3. There's the first 5 cards will be level 1. The next 10 cards are a mixture of 5, the other 5 level 1 cards, and the first 5 level 2 cards. Then the next 10 are the other 5 level 2 cards, and the next 5 level 3 cards with a guardian thrown in. So there is a guardian in there. I didn't show you which guardian was coming, but I'm going to leave that as kind of a surprise. And the last 5 cards are, of course, the other 5 level 3 cards, as well as the Thunderstone bearer as well. And I didn't show you which one that's going to be, so you get to find that one out as a surprise as well. Now, you can see I've got Stealthy out here. The Tholis hero does actually move things around in the dungeon rank. You're able to move stuff from the dungeon hall back into the deck and vice versa. So I had to take him out because, like I said, they recommend not using that in a solo game. One final thing with the experience points, we do have, I believe it was Numenera is where these colored experience points come from. And I always have a difficult time remembering what they do, but basically you're able to use them to boost what you're doing. And you can see blue, draw 1 card, gray, destroy 1 card, green, add magic attack +1, orange, gain 2 gold, red, add physical attack +1, and yellow, add light +1. So I think I will use that this time. Sometimes I don't use it just because I feel like I have a hard time remembering to do it, but you know what, we'll do it for this video. I think that's everything, and I think I've got just enough time to get a couple of turns in before I've got to kind of go. I'm filming this in the morning, so I got to get ready for my day. But, oh, you know what? I forgot. This is still the village randomizer. Let me put the retaliation nodule out there, and then I'll be right back to do a turn or two. Okay, so here we go. Now, oh, also, if you're not familiar with the solo rules, basically what's going to happen is the dungeon hall starts empty, whereas in a normal game it starts full. And then after each turn, I'll flip over one card and it'll go here. And then the next turn, I'll flip over the next one, and this one will move down, and the new card will go there. And as they march down, it kind of represents the monsters coming to the village. And if there's a card in rank 1, and I flip this over, and there's no empty spaces, that forces the card in rank 1 out, and that represents it's attacking the village. And basically, at the end of the game, I want to have more victory points in my deck than there are in this deck of cards that have escaped the dungeon. All right, so first hand. Let's see here. We got 2 Thunderstone shards, which is probably not worth. I mean, I guess it's giving us gold, so that's good at least. So we're obviously going to the village. There's no monsters in the dungeon. Okay, I just moved the board a little bit. I want the dungeon to be completely visible for the most part there for you. And I know these guys aren't, but as I gather them, if I take any of them, then we'll show you again what they are. Okay, so going to the village, I've got 2, 4, 5, 6 gold. So let's put that out here. Let's move that out of the way. I'll move this over here. 6 gold. I think that the best bet is to go ahead and get some heroes right off the bat. The other option that kind of is, the village jack down here gives me the ability to get additional gold and or XP, but I think that I will go ahead. I know that there's some monsters in there to give diseases. Let's go ahead and get a divine healer, put him into our discard pile, and that will be turn 1. All right, so our first monster is the Murden. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. Suffer light -1, and as a trophy effect, if there is darkness in this rank, add physical attack +2 to each thief. All right. Well, that is interesting because we do have stealthy here, and normally thieves, you can see that even at level 3, stealthy is only physical attack +3, but that Murden would add some ability, some added attack ability to her. So that's kind of interesting. We'll have to take a closer look at that. All right, here we go. Turn 2. Let's see. We've got, now that Murden has 3 and it's in light -4. So that's 7 total that I would need if I didn't have any light. And I've got obviously 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the long spear let me draw again, but we're not going to chance that yet. We've got time. The Murder's got 3 more ranks, so might as well go to the village again with 4 gold. And I think, let's see, really with 4 gold, my only options would be the backpack, the warder, or the village jack, or the retaliation nodule. You know what? Well, early game. You know what, let's take the village jack. Let's take the village jack just because I think having him early on might be useful in a pinch. Okay, so the Murden's marching closer to the village, and we've got a Chirag. Immune to magic attack, and then trophy, add magic attack +1 to each wizard. And just as a clarification for anybody that's not familiar with the game, anytime you see trophy effect, that's something that happens once the card is in your hand. So while this is in the dungeon, he doesn't do the trophy effect, but once he's in my hand, he will. And that's why, if you were curious about why the disease said trophy, it's just because that's the terminology for saying, okay, when it's in your hand, you have to do this ability. Trophy abilities must happen. Okay, I think we've got time for about 2 more turns here. Let's see, here we go. I already got the Divine Healer and 3 regulars. And what's this back here? The Village Jack. So the Murden currently 3 health and then 3 darkness. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 attack. And you can see his villager dungeon ability destroy 1 disease, draw 1 card. And definitely not enough to go to the dungeon yet. So we will go ahead and go to the... Oh, but really, I mean, don't even have enough to go to the village. I guess I'll do this. I'll go to the village. You know what? Okay, I'll go to the village. I've only got 1 gold, so I'm going to go to the village and pick up a regular, which costs 0 gold. You can see right there. Okay, that's what we'll do. And that's really that kind of hurts to do that, but I mean, that's all I really could do. I could have used the village jack to destroy a regular to get 2 gold, but I think I'm not going to do that quite yet. So these move. Here we go. Now we've got the Sethosh, which I always think look really weird. After you select this monster to fight, move it to rank 3. And then trophy, add physical attack +1 to each ranger. Well, we don't have any rangers. We've got, oh no, we do. The Isrithro is a ranger, so that's something to keep in mind as well. Okay, let's see. Okay, we've got 2 regulars and 2 long spears and a torch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and a light, which is enough. Well, no, because we got a light -1. Now, the regular has the ability, if equipped with a polearm, draw a card when it's in the dungeon. So really, with that regular getting that polearm, because you can see the long spear is a polearm, and that regular, that polearm will be able to draw 2 cards. Is it worth taking that risk? You know what? Let's do it. This will be the last turn of the video. Let's see what I could do. So I'm going to the dungeon. So that regular gets that polearm. This regular gets that polearm. And then we've got this torch providing 1 light. And we also have the Thunderstone shard that's really not doing anything at the moment. But this 1 light is canceled out by the Murden's Suffer Light -1. All right, so right now that's a wash. So basically I need 1 more attack or 1 light. And the first card is a regular. There we go. All right, so I could draw another card, but I think I'm going to not because I don't need it. That right there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage, 3 health, 2 darkness. So there we go. I got him, and I'm going to get 1 experience point, and he's worth 2 victory points. Put him in there in my discard pile, and let's see what I get from. Got a yellow, which is add light +1, and we'll keep. Let's keep these kind of right here so y'all can see what I've got, and that's where we're going to stop for now. Oh, you know what? Nope. I got to finish this up. The easy mode in solo means that if you successfully beat a monster, they don't come out that turn. I'm going to actually try to play on regular difficulty, which I have never beaten before. So that means the monsters keep coming no matter what. We've got a Kulova trophy, add physical attack +1 to each fighter, but it has 7 health up here. That's crazy for a level 1, and it's doom laden. So we'll see if I can do anything with that as the monsters march on. So there you go, off to a decent start, but we'll see. Like I said before, I have never beaten the regular difficulty on the solo version of Thunderstone Advanced, so we'll see how this one ends up going. Be sure to join us for the next part when we put that up. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you like my channel, please subscribe to it. And you can find me on Twitter @boredoffline. Until next time, if you're bored online, board offline.